Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Father David, and this is your noonday prayers. We'll take about just 5 or 6 minutes to chat together, and then we'll have a few minutes to do a little spiritual practice together. We do this daily, Monday through Thursday. It fits into our daily office routine. That means daily office is simply the round of prayers that monastics used to say at the different hours of the day. They would pray the hours of the day or the daily offices. So this isn't an adaptation, of course, because this is not traditional noonday prayers. This is like a little contemplative time. Let me read to you a little passage from a book about practicing the presence of God, or practicing the divine presence. And the author feels that this practice that we're engaged in, and this little video is a small portion of, this practice is the essential ticket, the essential passport, the essential vision to a much greater life. So listen up as I read to you from a book called Living Presence. This presence of God is like a passport to greater life. Presence is our connection to that greater being, to God, to which we already belong. We are connected, but it's often buried beneath mundane concerns, bodily desires, emotional disturbances, and mental distractions. Through some bit of knowledge or wisdom and a little practice, this presence of God can be awakened. And then eventually we will not be without it, whether in speaking or moving, whether in thinking or feeling. Awakening this presence is the most reliable and direct means of cultivating our essential human qualities and of activating everything that we need to meet the conditions of our lives. Presence is that point of intersection between the world of the senses and the world of the spirit. May we never cease to discover its beauty and power. The author says, practicing the presence of God is the passport to a much greater life. It is the key to unlocking our human potential, as we call it. It's really the key to letting God flow through us and actually enable and turn on and give us those gifts of the Spirit that flow through us as human beings. Many capacities of much greater love and forgiveness, of wisdom, balance, understanding. Practicing the presence of God is just essential to what it means to be a human being, and then to be able to live not just connected to God for us as people and as individuals, but so that we can be the streams that let God's love and power flow out into everything in our lives, in our communities, in our families, in our churches, in our jobs. So that's the great vision, and what I see is the great importance of a little bit of spiritual knowledge and then a little bit of spiritual practice. That practice is what we're going to do now. There are an infinite variety of spiritual practices, but the one we do is very traditional. It concerns following the breath which helps us not be, as the author would say, distracted by mental and emotional, energy. There are many things we can think about, many things to be distracted or diverted to. But when I focus, and when we focus on breathing and praying, well, that is what settles us down and allows this divine presence to arise and pour through us. So let's begin together. I'll click on the video. It takes just about 2 minutes or a little more. And we'll breathe together, pray together, let presence arise. I suggest if you can do some practice like this, conscious breathing, just a couple times a day and let it grow. It does kind of ferment and expand. So you might find it possible to do this kind of prayer throughout the day, but just start wherever you are. It's just like an exercise program that you can do, that you try to begin, whether it's at home or a gym or anywhere. The key to it all is just start. Just start. Do it badly. Do it horribly. Do it inconsistently. Just do it.
For many of us, this moment feels chaotic and terribly stressful. Join us for a few moments to turn inward and connect to your innermost you. Gently close your eyes and feel the gentleness of breath inside your body as you repeat these words. My deepest me is love. My deepest me is whole. My deepest me is limitless. My deepest me is infinite. My deepest me is compassion. My deepest me is sacred. My deepest me is mystery. My deepest me is forgiveness. My deepest me is beauty. My deepest me is God. My deepest me has knowledge to give. I open my heart and listen.
Well, thank you everyone for this discipline of spending time together a few times a week at the noonday hour. It's beneficial to me to have to do the discipline and to broadcast, you would say, for you, but really it's actually really good for me to try and build in this kind of prayer discipline to my life. So hope it's good for you. If you got comments or questions, shoot me a text or an email if you would like. Also, just a reminder, today is the 24th of February. This is Wednesday. In case you're watching this video not at the 12 o'clock hour, but just clicking on it through the recorded Facebook or YouTube pages. So have a great rest of the day, everybody. Keep up your practice, and God will flow through you and flow through me. Take care now. Evening prayers tonight at 7:30 if you'd like to say some prayers together with some folks from St. Andrew's Episcopal Church before you go to bed.